Your cybersecurity solution is here. Introducing Pentester's Advanced Cybersecurity Suite. Ready for peace of mind? Try it for free. No credit card required. Pentester.com.
But it was a store that all the wise guys in Howell Beach went. I mean, we all went to Joe Messina, John Gotti, all of us, Nicky Carrazza, everybody went to Goodies and shopped, everybody. So I go ask him for permission to take Ronnie One-Arm, and he gives me the permission. And then we'll walk him back to the club, and he goes, I just want you to know that you got no shot at winning that sit-down. And I looked at him, I go, what are you talking about? Why don't I have no shot? I'm right. Like, they make it look pretty. They put a bow on it. They gift wrap it. And inside the box is shit. Welcome everybody to Reform Gangsters. If you like my content, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Don't forget about my Patreon station. I got a lot of great content on there, a lot of new content coming. I got some really big shows booked. My birthday show on October 30th, I just booked Sammy the Bull and Michael Francis, the two biggest in this mob genre. I mean, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be Michael, Sammy, and myself, and maybe a couple other surprise guests. But it's going to be really a big show. I also just booked on Tuesday. I'm going to record a show with Michael Gibb, rock and roll royalty, the son of Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. He's my brother in recovery. We're going to have a great conversation, the two of us, about our upbringing and, our addictions and our recoveries. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. That will all be on my Patreon station after we recorded and edited it. So keep checking for it. Memberships all start at $1. And also don't forget about my store. I have hats and shirts and mugs on there. Christmas is coming up. Maybe you want to buy something for somebody. So check it out. So, I mean, today I got so many things that I want to talk about. I got so much stuff rattling around in my head. I mean, I got so many topics that I could talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about, I think, is going to be sports and sports gambling. Because as you see, I got my Yankees shirt on. The Yankees went up 2-0 last night on the Cleveland. Oh, I almost said their old name. The Cleveland Commanders, the Guardians, whatever they call them now. I still call them the other name. I don't care. But I won't say it on the air. I don't want to be politically incorrect. So the Yankees went up 2-0. But you know what's going on? I have to talk about legalized gambling. I just have to. It gets me crazy. It's laughable what the government's doing to the public now, and the public ain't even aware of it. A couple of weeks ago, I was in New York and I went to the Yankee game. I went to Yankee Stadium. Because unlike my friend Joey Molina believes I could go wherever I want. Joey, just throw that little tidbit out there. So anyway, I went to Yankee Stadium. I don't want to say who I was with because I don't want to put them out there. But I did go to Yankee Stadium. And, when I'm watching the Yankee game, and I noticed something, that there's all these legitimate people around me. It was like college kids behind me and, all nice, all legitimate people around me. And during the game, I noticed that most of them were on gambling apps. Because in New York, you could be, like in Florida where I live, there's only one app you could go on, the Hard Rock. But in New York, you could go on FanDuel, MSG, ESPN. They all got apps now. And in New York, it's so legal now you could go on any one of them. And I just noticed all these people around me were on gambling apps. And the guys behind me, because now it's so easy and so accessible. It's like crack cocaine because they give you the first one for free. Just like the crack dealer, bet $1 and you get a $25 free bet. You know what I mean? So here's a little hit on the crack pipe and let me know if you want more. But so everybody's gambling, everybody's betting in live betting, in game. I just want everybody to know out there, we can't win. You can't. I'm going to throw me in there too because I bet too much in a while. We can't win. This is what's going on. They got all these prop bets now, sucker bets. So any parlay, sucker bets in house. Everything is a gimmick. Everything is to take your money. If the public had any shot, there'd be no gambling apps. And this is the deal. They're creating now gamblers. You got people like I'm at work in the detox. There's guys now in the detox that never bet with a bookmaker. One guy's I don't know, from the Caribbean, Haitian maybe. He don't even know what a bookmaker, Italian bookmaker is. He's betting football on the app. So they're creating gamblers. And the app is addicting. The bets are sucker bets. This is another thing I hear. Oh, for $5 I can win $700. It's only $5. Yeah, you and 3 million other people said that today, and the app made 15 million because nobody's could win. Once you bet more than one team or make more than one bet, the odds go down drastically. You can't win. All these bets are sucker bets. And there's a lot of information out there now. I know there's a lot of information out there now that wasn't available when I was a young guy with the internet and all these professional pickers and all this analytic material. And maybe and maybe it does help a little bit, but at the end of the day, they're going to take your money. And someone made a great point to me the other day. They said they're making so much money that they're able to hire these major stars to do their commercials. LeBron James. I mean, you know how much money they're paying him to make a commercial for a gambling app? Millions. Where's that money coming from? It's coming from you and it's coming from me. So my point is, I went to jail for that. I went to jail for bookmaking. Then the government took it from us. They legalized it, and now it's the scourge of the country. It's going to create gambling addicts. It's going to create poverty. It's going to create divorces. It's going to create so much chaos in people's lives, and the public isn't even aware of it. They're not even aware of it. And big deal, underneath the commercial, they put, if you have a gambling problem, call this number. But it's bullshit. It's bullshit. The government is taking people's money with these apps. And it just goes back to 55 years ago. Nothing changed in 55 years. When I was 15 years old, sitting in my kitchen on 88th Street with Fat Andy in his robe with his coffee and his Benson & Hedges cigarette in the ashtray. He found out I was betting with bookmakers, and he asked me a simple question. He goes, who drives the Cadillacs and who drives the ship boxes? And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, remember one thing. The bookmakers drive the Cadillacs and the gamblers drive the ship boxes. And in 55 years, nothing changed. They make it look pretty. They put a bow on it. They gift wrap it. And inside the box is shit. And you open up the box and dog shit's in the box. And that's my spiel on illegal gambling. I hope maybe someone will delete their app. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So yesterday I put a picture on Instagram and my Facebook on my stories. It's a picture of John Gotti, Tony Lee, and Pete Gotti, and I put on it John G, Tony Lee, and a waste of time. All right. So I've been getting a lot of over 1,000 people saw it. Some commented on it, but it blew up a little bit, So I'm going to do a show or two in the future about Pete Gotti and my relationship with Pete Gotti. A lot of people know my relationship with John and Tony Lee, but I had a lot of dealings with Pete. None of them were really good. He was, like I said, a waste of time. I had a beef once I'll just give you a little tidbit what's to come. I had a beef once with the West Side, with the Genovese family. So I had to go sit down with them, but I had to go put it on record with him first because he was the captain at the time. My father was in prison. So he was the captain at the time. So I had to go see him to put it on record with him. So I go to the Bergen Hut Fish Club, and him and I walk outside, and we walk around the block. And I tell him what's going on. And I wanted permission from him to go on the sit down with Ronnie One Arm, because I didn't want to go with Mikey Gal. I wanted to go with Ronnie One Arm, because Ronnie One Arm was straightened out at the time. So I needed permission from him to go take Ronnie One Arm with me. So I go ask him for permission to take Ronnie One Arm, and he gives me the permission. And then we'll walk him back to the club, and he goes, I just want you to know that you got no shot at winning that sit down. And I looked at him, I go, what are you talking about? Why don't I have no shot? I go ask him for permission to take Ronnie One Arm, and he gives me the permission. And then we'll walk him back to the club, and he goes, I just want you to know that you got no shot at winning that sit down. And I looked at him, I go, what are you talking about? Why don't I have no shot? I'm right. Like, this is the, and needless to say, I did win the sit down. I did win the sit down. Things went in my favor because I was right. But, so I'll expand on that story. But yeah, it's funny. I wasn't expecting the response I got from the picture, but I got a big response. I think it's because everybody knows what Pete Gotti was about. Pete Gotti was in a position he should have never been in. He should have stood working for the sanitation department, I have a lot of really good stories to tell about him, and none of them are good. So that's in the future. Also on November 7th, I'll be in New York. I'll be in the studio out in Long Island. Whoever wants to attend, and then later on, maybe we're going to go to the cigar bar, have a few cigars. You could have a few drinks. I don't drink, as you know, but I'll drink a soda, and we'll have a few laughs. If you want to come and you're interested, please contact me through Anthony Ruggiano Jr. at gmail.com or reformgangsters.com. Also, I'm going to be in Las Vegas in January. I believe I'll be there January 28th to the 31st. I'm doing a big event at the Mob Museum. If anybody's interested and needs more information, please contact me again through Anthony Ruggiano Jr. at gmail.com or reformgangsters.com. Interestingly enough, it's not expensive to come to Vegas. The hotel rooms are cheap because they want people to come and gamble. The airfare is reasonable. So if you're interested and you want to come to Vegas for a few days and hang out, get in touch with me.
Have you seen the Growing Up Italian podcast?
No, but I follow them on Instagram. It's funny. It's hilarious. It's funny. I just saw one my niece sent me about wise guys shopping in the clothing store back in the day. It was hilarious. It reminded me of me and my friends going to Goodies and buy clothes. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Goodies. Where was that?
I was in Lindenwood in the mall. It's where they're now I think they opened up a McDonald's there and stuff. It was an exclusive. All the wise guys went there to buy clothes. And even the FBI went there and tried to get him to give them information, because we used to use his phone sometimes. And the feds went in there years ago in the 90s and told them, asked him what we talked about. And he goes, what are you, crazy? These guys pay my rent. Get out of here. I bought my first $1,000 suit there, a LeBaron, a gray pinstripe LeBaron suit. I bought my first $1,000 suit there in like 1989, something like that. I paid $1,000 for the first time I spent that much money on a suit. This was guy Freddie owned it. Him and his daughter ran it, and another guy. His daughter used to chase him because there was a bagel bin in the parking lot in the mall where we used to go eat. And she would see us, and she would come busting out of the store and chase us down. I got new ties. Every time I went in there, I spent $1,000. If I went in there to buy a pair of socks, I spent $1,000. I have 2 items still in my closet that I bought there 30 years ago. I still have them, and they're still like brand new. I have a pair of black slacks that has the Goody label in it, and I have a velour jogging suit I bought there that bought like brand new.
Is Freddie still alive?
Yeah. It's funny because when I first came down here, nobody knew who I was. So everybody was calling me by a different name. They weren't calling me Anthony because nobody knew who I was, right? And I'm on a date with this woman that didn't know my name was Anthony. She thought my name was something else, right? So I'm on a date. And I'm in Delray Beach, and it's like a strip, a beautiful strip of all restaurants and cafes and bars. and it's very festive, and people are sitting outside. It's just it's a happening spot. And I ate dinner with this woman, and I come out of the restaurant, and up the street was an ice cream place. So we were walking to go have some ice cream for dessert, her and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I hear someone screaming, Anthony, Anthony, right? And I turn around, and it's Freddie from Goodies, and he's hugging me and kissing me, and the woman's staring like what the fuck is going on? And he retired. He sold the store. He retired to Florida, and he says he plays golf every day. So surprisingly, the woman I was with didn't even say, why did he call you Anthony? She didn't say anything. We just left, and I said, oh, yeah, it's a friend of mine from New York. He owned a clothing store. And she never really said why he called me Anthony. I was very, very surprised. And I didn't make an excuse why. I just let it go, But yeah, that was kind of funny. That's the last time I never saw him again after that. We didn't exchange numbers or nothing. But yeah, I have never even seen him anymore in Delray. And I've been to Delray many, 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 many times after that, over the years. But that's the last time I saw Freddie from Goodies. But it was a store that all the wise guys in Howell Beach went. I mean, we all went. Joe Messina, John Gotti, all of us, Nicky Carrazza, everybody went to Goodies and shopped. Everybody, all the wise guys from Howell Beach, all the mob guys in Howell Beach shows on. We all went to Goodies. All of us went to Goodies. He got rich off us.
The Cavaricci's?
Everything. He saw. The only thing we didn't buy there back in the day was the Sergio Cecchini jogging suits. We went to Sneaker Corner for them on Liberty Avenue. We went to, that was a famous place, Sneaker Corner.
Bob's Sneaker Corner.
Yeah, used to go there probably.
The whole neighborhood.
Yeah. They sold the Cecchinis, used to keep them all up on the ceiling around the top of the store. And he used to get them with a hook. Get them off the thing with a hook. Sergio Cecchini's. Shemp's, the Army Navy store, Shemp's. Friendly Frost. That was another big store. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Reformed Gangsters. Don't forget, if you like our content, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Don't forget, check out my Patreon. Membership started $1. I got a lot of content. I got a lot of new content. My birthday party, October 30th. Don't forget, Sammy the Bull and Michael Francis are going to be my guests on my show. I'm looking forward to that. I also am going to be filming a show with Michael Gibb, Rock Royalty, the son of Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. My brother in recovery. We're going to do that on Tuesday, so that should be coming out in a week or two after we edit it. I'm looking forward to that. And don't forget to check out my store. I got some hats and shirts and mugs. Check it out.